Hello, and thank you for joining us on today's webinar. My name is Martin Guerrero. I'm with the Square Community Affairs team. Today, I'm going to be walking you through the Square online store for retail. So what we're going to do today is take you through top to bottom, all the way through the process of onboarding to the online store, building the website, taking an order, and how to manage that order. So all the way through the entire process, and we should be done with all that in about 35, 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that now. So here's our getting started. So just to contextualize all of this, we'll be walking through these steps as though I'm a real merchant getting set up on the online store for the very first time. In order to boost my sales, I want to offer online ordering with the option for curbside pickup for locals and shipping for anyone nationwide. We're going to call it Mike's Bikes. So the online store integrates with your point of sale, which simplifies order, item, and inventory management. So whether you're offering shipping or offering in-store pickup, your online and in-store business is always in sync. Okay, so to start the onboarding process, I'll log into my Square account, and when you log in, you're here at the main dashboard. It should be pretty familiar to you. And then we're just going to click on Online Store on the left-hand side over here, this blue button. Next, I'll be prompted to get started, which is definitely what I want to do. If you wanted to scroll down here first, you could see more information about the online store, a little more details, but I want to get started and get this going right away. All right, so next, I'll be asked to choose whether I want a single ordering page, great for getting set up quickly, and maybe if you just have a small amount of items, that would be a really good option for you. Or if I plan to build out a more robust, multi-page website, I can do full website there. We also recently launched checkout links. So if you don't need a full website, but you want to have a way for your buyers to pay you online, you can send them a checkout link for a specific amount via email or text. So I'm going to choose a single ordering page right now just to get up and running as soon as possible. But just note that if I pick the one page, I can always add more pages. There's no additional cost for that. And vice versa with the multi-page website, it's going to give me a couple of standard pages to start with. I can add pages or I can even delete pages there. So I'm going to do single page and continue. All right, so next up, I'll select how I plan to fulfill my orders. These selections can be adjusted later on if need be, but right now I want to offer pickup and shipping. All right, so after making those choices, it'll begin to load the beginnings of my store here. This is where we're going to sync over all of your item library. So any items you already have inside your Square account under the item library, we're going to sync over. That's the images, price, description, inventory numbers, also your location information. Okay, so once that's done, it'll drop me off here at the main dashboard. This is the main dashboard for all things online store related. Okay, so after the initial onboarding, we can either go right into building the website. I don't want to do that just yet. I want to make sure all of the back-end store settings are all in place. So once my site is done, it's ready to take orders and good to go. Okay, so as you can see here in the main dashboard, pretty much everything you're going to need to do is going to be found on the left-hand side here. From here, I'm going to click on settings down at the bottom there and kind of go through each option in the drop-down. And you'll also notice here a little pop-up setup guide with some kind of helpful videos here, real short videos kind of showing you how to build your site along the way. We're going to try to help you as much as we can to get you up and running as soon as possible. I'm going to click on settings here. All right, so the first option in the drop-down here under settings is general. This is where I can set up and adjust basics like my store address, email, phone number, anything like that. This all syncs over from your Square account, but if you need to adjust it, you can do so here. Next, I'll hop into my checkout settings. I want to make sure I have accept online orders turned on. And it's also useful to have Apple and Google Pay turned on so people can order from their phones really easily, or even from their browser if they have, Google Chrome or Apple Safari. And they can use that as well. No additional cost to enable those. So definitely an advantage there. Still in the checkout section here, I'm going to open up the advanced settings. A couple of things I want to go over here. Typically, you'll want to allow your customer to receive text message alerts. Really popular nowadays. You can also turn on the leave a note to seller, which will appear at check. That'll be the last option they'll see when they check out. We'll see that later on here. After making any changes here, I want to be sure and click save in the upper right-hand corner. All right, next option, the drop down here is store emails. This is where you can customize what your automated emails look like when they're sent out to your customers. You can adjust your brand, the email address it's coming from. Next up is abandoned carts. So if you've ever, and most of us have done some form of online shopping, and if you've ever placed something in the cart and you're almost ready to buy it, you may be adding your email address, but then you leave and don't purchase it. If that specific vendor has abandoned cart set up, then that'll trigger an automated email to be sent to your email like an hour later or even a day later. You can adjust that, saying, hey, you forgot to complete your checkout. Here's maybe a 10% off coupon to complete that sale, right? Just a way for you to get back some of those abandoned carts, some lost sales. All right, so I'm going to skip over shipping and then pick up and delivery there because we're going to spend a lot more time in those sections individually. I'm just going to skip over onto taxes where I can add a tax rate here. Taxes do not currently sync over from your Square dashboard, so these have to be set up here. I'm going to just click on add tax rate. You can see I get the pop-up here. It auto-fills my taxes based off of my location information, being based out of Arizona. It's got my automatic tax rate there. And I can just click it here, save it, and it's all set. Or I can even go in and I can uncheck the automatically calculate and then manually adjust my rates and add different states. But the automatically already figures in if I need to charge taxes to specific states that I'm shipping to. So being that I like things easy, to have it on automatic and click and save. All right, and then the last option in the drop down here is your Square Sync. This is where you can control the syncing of things like item photos and descriptions. And then the selected location here is the one we'll use as the base for shipping orders. So if you have multiple locations, there'll be one location that's like the main one for where you're going to be shipping out of. All right, so now we'll go into shipping here. Okay, so I want to charge for shipping, being as bikes are pretty heavy and I don't want to eat that cost, but I want to be fair to my customers as well. So I'm going to click on this shipping section here and click on Setup Shipping. And here I can start adding my rates and regions, regions being like different countries. So I can have rates for US, I can have rates for like Canada and Mexico if I wanted to. So I'm going to click Add Shipping Rate here. And then you can see the different rates we have available that you can create. I'm going to add a rate based on order total for the US. And you can see here, you've got the US, 50 states and one property. If you click Edit Region here, you can actually uncheck specific states. So maybe I don't want to ship, a heavy bicycle to Alaska or to Hawaii because that would, the cost would be tremendous. So I can uncheck those states. And so if someone say Hawaii, finds my website and tries to purchase a bicycle, it'll let them know, hey, sorry, we don't ship to your state. So click on Order Total. All right, so here I'm going to create my matrix, my shipping matrix. I do have some small items like some accessories. I'm going to do a lower rate, like a $5 rate for orders between $0 to $100. That should cover most of my accessories, even if they added a couple in there. And then you can see I have your $50 rate for any orders over $100 up to $800. That'll usually cover a bike. And then $100 for $800 to $2,000. That's usually going to be, cover two bikes. And then I have a fallback rate here set of $225. So if someone was to have an order that was, $2,020, it would charge the $225 shipping rate. I have that there pretty high just because that may trigger them to be like, hey, that shipping is really high. I'm going to call them and see if we can work something else on. Then maybe I can calculate a better rate for them. All right, click and save there. All right, so here you can see my rates. I can continue adding rates and regions if I wanted to. You can do, free shipping rates after they qualify after a certain amount. So you can get pretty creative here. You can also get much more complex. If we go back a step here, a couple of steps here, you saw one of the shipping rates there was real-time shipping. That's where you can connect your UPS, FedEx, USPS, or DHL account for real-time shipping rates calculated based off of weight and distance right in the cart. So I like this way. This is going to work out for me pretty well. I'm just going to click save. All right, so we've got shipping set up. So that's for anyone, not within the state, or maybe they're in a far part of the state and just need me to ship it. Now we're going to set up in-store and curbside pickup. We're going to go through those sections here. Okay, so here's my location information. And you can see I can toggle on accept pickup orders, accept delivery orders. We also have an ability to do to offer delivery. So if you're, we've seen recently retail delivery has been a trend that's starting to pick up, but obviously delivery is going to be very, very prevalent within the food and beverage industry. So if you're a restaurant, you could offer delivery through your own delivery drivers through our platform. I've got accept pickup orders on. So I'm going to go ahead and click on edit location here. That way I can see some of the info here. All right, so now we can see all of an overview of all of our information here, and then we can click edit into any of these to make any adjustments here. I'm going to click into the hours here to make sure that's all set up. Okay, so these are going to be the hours. It's important to note these are separate from my business hours. So your pickup hours and even your delivery hours can be separate from your actual pickup. By default, these are going to be the same for pickup and delivery, but they can be separated. You can toggle those off if you want. So my hours look good here. I work, Tuesday through Sunday, take Mondays off. So that looks good there. Time zone's correct. I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. Okay, so I've set my hours are good there. And now I'm going to set a location or an order prep time. So what the order prep time means is how much time me as the vendor need to get your order ready when you place an order for pickup. So if you were, your customer goes online, let's say it's noon, they place an order for pickup, it's going to say your order will be ready by 1 p.m. For pickup, being that it's an hour prep time. That gives me enough time to go back into the warehouse, pull the bicycle out, get it ready for them to pick it up. And you can see you have other prep time options here. I did a little cutaway of all the available prep times here. So you can customize that as you see fit. All right, next I'm going to click into pickup settings and adjust these here. I'm going to allow curbside pickup, to give my customers information on how to facilitate that within the checkout flow. I also want to allow scheduled pickups here. This lets my customers order for a future time and date. And then I can add instructions in the box here, let people know, hey, pull into the assigned spot for curbside and let us know you're here. We'll bring out and load your order for you. Right, really convenient. Okay, so I've saved my pickup and delivery settings here for my location. If you were a multi-location business, all of your locations would appear here, and you could make those adjustments to each location. They could have different hours, offer different methods for delivery or pickup. At the top right of the page here, though, is advanced settings, and that applies across all the locations. You can see here I can actually limit large orders. Really good for like food and beverage. If maybe you don't want, you're a hamburger stand and you don't want someone ordering, 20 burgers and kind of just mess up your whole order flow. In this case, maybe I don't want someone ordering 5 or more bikes because maybe I don't have a shipping rate that would qualify for that. So you can get really custom here. Order tipping, maybe not as prevalent in retail, but you could offer that if you wanted to. Again, that would be a great option for food and beverage. Okay, so we're done with most of the backend setup here. A lot of that stuff, it's going to be, pretty much set it and forget it. So once you set it up the first time, it's pretty much just done. You don't have to worry about that too much. But it is really important that all that stuff is in place for my sort of function and my orders to come in correctly. So again, a little bit of setup there, but not something that's ongoing. All right, so next, we're going to go into your item setup, with items being the goods that you're going to be selling online. All right, so back to the main online store dashboard here. And again, on the left-hand side, clicking on items and item library. The awesome part about online store is that we've already synced over all of your items that we had in our catalog here. Here's where I'm going to click to select the items I want to display online. If you did not have any items already pre-set up, here's where you can click create new item and start creating those. Again, so why we're going to select the items that we want to add to our store here is if maybe you have a very large item library and you only want to sell a specific set of items. So if you have 100 items and maybe you only want to sell 25 of those online, you could then just select those 25 here and sell those, and the other 75 would not appear on the website. So again, that's all up to you how you want to do that. I only have 12 items. They're all in my warehouse there locally. I want to be able to sell all of them. So I've got them all selected here. Clicking done. All right, so all my items are synced over, and I'm going to click on one of these here to see some more details. Okay, so here's the item details. So here's where we can edit an item. I can change the title here, the description. I can add more images here. We really don't have a limit as far as how many images you can add here. You can even add GIFs there as well, or 360 photos. Those are becoming more and more popular as well. And then here you can also see options for visibility. So we'll go over that here. So visible means it can be seen and purchased on my site at all times. Hidden and what I mean by on my site, that means on like our shop all page where all our items are displayed. Hidden means it cannot be seen on that shopping page, but it can be purchased if I link to it or maybe add a button to go to it. So it can be purchased. It's just not prominently displayed. Unavailable means it cannot be seen or purchased at all online. Okay, so scrolling down a little bit, we can see our fulfillment method is all set up. Shipping and then pickup is what we have. So it's set to all. Pickup and delivery prep time, we set that earlier, so it's going to use that by default. We could change that to a different time per item if we wanted to. But being that it's retail, most of the stuff is just grabbing it off the shelves or from the storeroom. Doesn't really need to be that. In food and beverage, that would be something you could have different items, maybe require different cooking times. You could set those prep times separately per item. All right, so all good there. And I'm gonna click save. All right, so on the left-hand side here, still, I'm going to click on categories. And categories don't sync between your Square dashboard and the online store, being that categories within the dashboard are mostly for reporting purposes. But here, they're going to be more for organization and how they appear on your site. So I'm going to click Add Category here. And then, again, we're prompted to pretty much just, kind of click through it and fill it out. These are going to be my 7-speed fat tire cruisers. And then I'm just going to click choose items here to start adding. I'll get a pop-up here with all my items, my item library, and I can click through and add whichever items I want in this specific category. So I've got 4 7-speed cruisers here, aluminum cruisers that I want to add into this category. Click and save. All right, so I've created 3 categories here. I don't want to walk through and bore you with creating each one individually, but you can see the process is going to be the same. And these can you can actually drag and drop these in whatever order you want, and then you can create subcategories as well. So all the items I want to sell online are ready to go. I've got them categorized so that way they appear in each category online. So pretty much all my backend setup is done, and we're ready to start taking orders here. Now we just need to create the website, which is what we're going to do here now. So once we're done with that, we'll be live and taking orders here really soon. All right, so heading into the final stage, the website. I'm going to click on the website tab on the left-hand side. And before we go into edit site, I want to go through a quick note here on general settings. Good section to be familiar with. You can adjust your store address, change the site title. Sometimes it'll default here to my site. I definitely don't want that because that's going to appear in your browser tab and in your favorites if someone favorites your website there. And then I'm going to scroll down a little bit here, and you can see you can change the site language if you wanted it in a different language. If the site was already live, here's where you could unpublish it, and then you can just again publish it again anytime you're ready to go. The reset to default here, pretty important one. Let's say you're inside, you're building your website, you're just not feeling it the way it's coming out. You want to just kind of start over. Well, this is what the reset to default would do. This would get you back to the beginning of the website editor, not your item library, your categories, or your store settings. It will not reset those. It would only reset the editing of the website. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and click on Edit Site. All right. So because of my previous selections, it'll have some options selected for me here. These are sections that are going to be appearing on my website. For example, like my Instagram feed, I want to add that, so I'm clicking on that. All of these sections are available to add at any time, so don't sweat this part too much. You can uncheck all of these and just start building from scratch, or you can delete. If you add them, you can always delete them later, but I'm just going to leave these on here for now. And click in next. All right, so it's going to prompt me here to add my business's logo. I'll go ahead and upload that here from my photos. If you don't have a logo right now, you can skip the step, no worries there. It'll just show your business name in text there. You can see there it's Mike's Bikes. That's where it'll replace that with my logo. So I'm gonna upload that now. All right, so third step here is your style. This is where you're gonna select your font style and then your color scheme. Again, these can be changed at any point later on as well. So don't worry about that too much. If you click on them, you'll see them change on the right-hand side here. If you don't see the color specific to your brand, you can always go in and actually add the exact hex code. So again, don't sweat that too much here. All right, clicking finish. All right, so once we've done that, it takes us right into the editor. First thing we see here is a prompt to select the domain name. I'm going to X out of that for right now. I'm going to set up the domain name once we're ready to get it published. Okay, so once I X out of that, we can see here, we're in the main builder. And there's three main areas in the builder here. On the left is your edit panel. Here's where you can see all the sections that are already on your website. We can see the featured item section, Instagram feed, location and hours, email subscription. Every page will have a header and a footer. That's across every single page. Then to the right into the center here, you have a preview of how the site looks. And this is where you can make edits just by clicking in like this live in moments that matter text. I can click into that and add my own motto or slogan there. I can remove the button. At the top, you have the toolbar that lets you switch between desktop and mobile view. You can preview your site that way. You can also have the add button here. This lets you add entirely new sections, pages. You can even add new items from here. In the upper right, in blue is the publish button. That's what you'll click to make your site go live for the very first time. And then anytime you add new content to the website and you want it to appear live on the internet, then that's when you would click publish again. And so again, on the left-hand side here are your sections. And sections are blocks of content layouts that you can add to your website and customize. There's different layouts within each section. So within each section, you pre-designed layouts. So when you're building your website, you have pretty much an endless combo of sections, layouts, and pages that you can put together to create your website. You can see I have my mouse over the main banner, so it's highlighted in blue. I can click into each section here to customize it. So I'm going to click into that section. And now you can see I've got my customization options on the left-hand side here. We can see layout. that's the way the actual content will be laid out on the screen here. You can see we've got a bunch of different layouts here, just depending on how you want that to look. The banner headline, you can change your font there. The action button, the shop now, you can select where that links to, or you could even remove it. And then section style is where you can choose to have a color as a background or even an image. I want to have an image there because a great image, this is going to be my main banner image. A really great image here will kind of set the tone for the rest of my website here. So I'm going to click on Add Image. And again, I'm going to get prompted here to upload an image from my computer. We also have the free photos section here. It's a great selection of royalty-free photos from our partnership with a company called Unsplash. Really high quality photos, again, stock photos for you to use. If you need some maybe as placeholders, definitely recommend using your own photos to display your own personality. And obviously if they're product shots, you want to use your own products. Okay, so I've uploaded an image here of my bikes. You can see I've renamed the banner headline here to Fat Tired Beach Cruisers, and my Shop Now button is all set there. And we'll refer to that Shop Now. That's usually going to be referred to as a call to action button, right? When you're visiting my website, I've got this button here telling you to shop now. I want you to complete that action. Okay, so next here, underneath that is my featured items section. Again, these are the sections that we pre-selected earlier. So I want to showcase some of my best sellers here. I'm going to select them after clicking choose items in the upper left there. All right, so I picked my 3 best sellers here. You can see those are being displayed here really nicely. And again, just like any section, you're going to have customization options on the left-hand side here. So you can choose the way this looks and the layout, all of that here. All right, next section is my Instagram feed here. I'm going to connect that using just my Instagram credentials. This should show off my posts and update in real time. So I'm going to connect that now. All right, once connected, it'll display some of the great features available. You can even make these posts on your website shoppable. All right, so that's connected. And I went into the section style. And just to break up the site a little bit from just all white, I've added a black background here to break that up a little bit. All right, so next up is my location and hour section. Again, this is pulled from my Square account. In the upper left-hand corner there, you can see it's got all my info there. If you click there, you can actually, it'll give you an option for just enter that information in manually, which you can choose to do so. But this is all the information I need here. All right. Last, I added an email subscription section to build up my newsletter from my customer base. Right? If they want to get information from me about upcoming sales, coupons, new stock, they'll add their email address here, and I can just slowly build that up. And then when I have a good base, I can start marketing to them because they're allowing me to do so. And then the bottom part here is your footer, which you can again customize as well. I've added my social media icons here. So yeah, we're pretty much set there. And I'm going to click on preview in the upper right-hand corner here to see how it's coming along. Click on the desktop, looking pretty good so far. I'm going to click on the little phone icon up there to see what it looks like on mobile. And here's the mobile view. You can see we've got like an iPhone simulator here. So it's looking really good. Again, the website builder is optimized for mobile. It's actually a mobile first design. So it's always going to look good on a mobile device. So nothing you have to do there. Really important, especially in retail, because what we're seeing is, really it's well over 50% now of the online shopping that's being done is being done from a mobile device. So if folks are looking for you and they're not able to purchase from you on a mobile device, you're more than likely going to miss out on some of those sales. All right, so I'm going to click close preview and go back into the editor. All right, so from here, building that site, the page will just grow. We can click add to add a new page. But what I've done here is I've clicked on in the upper left-hand corner where it says home. I've clicked that and it's giving me the drop down here. It'll show me the pages. By default, it added an Instagram page on the back end there with all of my posts. And again, we can add page here. But what I want to click on here is my shop all page to see what all my items look like. All right, so here's the shop all page. And so just like any other page, click into it on the left-hand side. You can make changes to it, adjust it. But so far, it looks pretty good here. I've got all items where it just kind of groups everything together. But then I've got my specific categories here as well, where folks can just click on a category to see the items in there. So we've got our home page here with some info. We can always click to add a page, an about us style page with more info, which I'll probably do later on. But right now, I just want to get up and running because I've got a lot of people calling my shop. Bikes are really popular right now with people wanting to get out and about, get out of the house. It's just impossible for us to take all the phone calls. So I'm going to make it easy for folks to just buy online. So I like the way it's looking. I'm going to click on publish here in the upper right-hand corner to make it go live. All right, so back to the domain prompt here. So a couple options that you'll be given here. Find a custom domain means to look for and register a brand new domain that doesn't already exist. Second option, use a domain I own. So maybe you had an idea for a business and you registered the domain name first, which happens quite a bit, and you've had that domain sitting for a while, and now you're ready to use it. We'll give you instructions on how to connect that to this website, or you can use a Square subdomain. I'm going to do that right now just to get up and running quickly. I maybe already have a website up and running, but this doesn't have order capability, so I want to just use this. So I've selected mikesbikes.square.site. And so that's the Square subdomain I've chosen, and that's what it's published to. So my site is now live. I'm going to go to that address. And so the site is live. We can scroll down and see all the different sections here. I'm going to click on Shop Now. And again, here's my Shop All page. And I'm going to scroll down, and you can see I want to show you here. So again, when we set up your website and all your items, it syncs over your inventory. So you can see here on the middle one here, we can see it says sold out because my inventory was set to 0. It's still visible on the website, but it lets people know it's sold out. Maybe they see that, they give us a call and say, hey, when are you getting in that new Stormtrooper bike again? And the one on the left here, the black one, there's just the description and the price. That means there's over 5 of those specific bikes in stock. The one on the right, the one with the red and the white wheels here, shows only a few left. That appears when there's 5 or less in stock, letting people know, hey, there's only a few left. You might want to make that purchase soon before they're all gone, kind of prompting them to purchase here. And then we have a filter up here. You get filter by price, alphabetical, most popular, pretty standard type stuff. And then we have our search icon up here and our cart. All right, so website's live. I'm putting that out there on all my social media. Hey, go to mikesbikes.square.site, pick up, pay for your bike and just pick it up in store. We'll have it ready for you, or, we can ship to you in the continental US. All right. So we're going to start going now as a customer, going through the website and making a purchase. All right. So back on that Shopball page, I selected this bike, the black and red one. I really like that one. You can see here, where I've added the extra images, and you can just click on those images to kind of scroll through there. The full description, the add to cart. Being that I'm in Google Chrome, it shows buy with Google Pay if I wanted to. I'm going to skip that for now and just click add to cart. And then you can see the cart pops out on the right-hand side here, giving me more info. I can make adjustments. Fulfillment method by default is shipping. I can click change there. And then it'll give me the option for pickup, and you see it'll show me where I'm going to pick that up here. All right, so click in checkout. So, typical checkout page here. I'll go to the checkout, enter my shipping information, add my payment info. And And a note there on the payment information, your customers will have the ability to store payment. So when they come back and make another purchase, it'll be a quicker checkout flow for them. If you're using Square Loyalty program, that also integrates with the checkout flow here. So if you have that, they can earn points online also. You can see our shipping method is there because it's within the $100 to $800 range. It's going to add that $50. Our taxes are automatically calculated, and so we have our full order total here. And then you can see the note to seller that we added earlier as the final step here, just adding a note to them, hey, can't wait to go for a ride, pretty excited about my new bike. All right, so I'm going to click complete order, and my order is done. And then I opted in to get text messages, and I added a kind of a preview of what that looks like here. And that's what it looks like on my phone. And then this also prompted a couple of things. This prompted three things, actually. Number one was the text message that came right through to my phone. Also, my email address just got an email confirmation, a receipt. And then me as the business owner, I got an order notification on my iPad. Let me know I have a new order, and I got an email confirmation there as well. All right, so site's up and running. Someone's placing orders. Now it's ready for me and my staff to get that ready to ship it. Let's talk about how you can manage those orders here. All right, back in the Square dashboard, we have the orders tab here again on the left-hand side. We can see there's the bike I just ordered, shipping. I placed another order here also. You can see the difference here showing I just purchased an accessory for pickup. So you can see my orders here. Also from your Square account, the main dashboard here, you can click on orders and you can see those same orders here. You can click into any of those and make changes here. From the online store dashboard, I can click into that order and I can either cancel and refund it, or in my case, I want to ship it. So I want to mark it as shipped, and I can add my tracking number here, my carrier, and all of that. Same process here, and this is what it's going to look like within the actual Square point of sale. So this is how most of our Square sellers are managing their orders, is from the point of sale, usually through an iPad, right? This is what it looks like on there. You can see you've got the notifications for orders. You can click into them and make any changes there as well. And you can also, purchase shipping labels from inside here. This is going to be regular from the Square point of sale, Square for retail, Square for restaurants. All kind of all be the same. Manage, print orders, and mark them as complete as well. All right, so that's it. That's top to bottom. We started with nothing. So we got all our items in, adjusted them, made all our settings the way we wanted to, created our website, published it, placed an order. We're managing the order. So again, you're set to go here on your own. Hopefully this helps you along your way. MikeSpikes.square.site is a live site. You can definitely take a look at it if you want to use it as like a template. Feel free to, and then you can always, reach out to Square support for any help you may need along the way. So good luck on your online website building journey. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Have a great day.